So welcome back to the channel. My name is Derrick, and if you don't already know, I'm a real estate agent in Singapore and I'm covering some real estate analysis, and also I do some vlogs for fun. You can check them out in my channel, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. Coming into the content for today, we are going to be talking about cash over valuation. Alright, so according to Straits Times News, 1 in 4 HDB resale flat buyers actually experience a cash over valuation, and this stats is based off 2022 transactions. So we'll explain COV in greater detail later on in the video, but basically what this means is that they agree to purchase their flat at a price that is higher than the market value, or as determined by HDB. And as the word cash implies, basically any amount that is above the valuation of your unit would have to be paid in cash. And if you're in the market looking out for HDB resale flats, then this is something that you would definitely want to avoid, because you wouldn't want to be paying cash out of your pocket that is above the valuation of your unit of choice. But how do you figure it out before committing to your purchase? Because you wouldn't know the valuation of the unit only after you have issued the OTP, which is after you paid $1,000 upfront to the sellers. So what does cash over valuation or COV mean? So firstly, let's talk about what COV is and why is it so important to so many people. So HDB resale prices are negotiated based on a willing buyer, willing seller basis, and HDB do not step in to change the price or alter the prices. However, HDB would have their own idea in terms of finding out how much that unit is worth, how much its value is. So this can potentially provide some problems when you're doing your home financing. So let's say you found your dream unit in Yishun. Seller quotes you $600,000 and you're absolutely pleased with the price. Amazing view, you really like the stack, you really like the layout, you like the floor, you like the level, you like the amenities, you like the primary schools. And after that, you proceed to pay $1,000 to obtain the OTP, and then you start to request for valuation. And turns out, after the valuation, HDB values your house at $550,000 only. COV turns out to be $600,000 minus $550,000, which comes down to the price of $50,000. And if you choose to proceed with the purchase, your home loan will only be totaling based on the $550,000, not $600,000, and the remaining $50,000 would have to be paid in cash inside your down payment. So you will have to pay a $50,000 in cash, and that is on top of your down payment amount. Otherwise, you can back out of the deal and continue with your HDB unit search. The only thing that you have to forfeit is the $1,000 as well as the valuation fee. To help you out a little bit, to save you from this issue, from like wasting your time as well as some money, this is how you can gauge the COV of a flat before committing to the purchase. So first of all, what I would recommend you to do is to check out the HDB transaction data. If you already have an agent, your agent should be sharing with you some of these data, statistics and numbers, so that you have a very clear and full picture as a buyer. So in the HDB resale transaction portal, you can easily search the address and also the type of house that you are purchasing and look at the past transaction data. And based on my personal experience, I believe that 6 months worth of data would be good enough to let you have a good gauge of whether or not you're going to be paying a COV on the unit. So HDB resale prices can vary very heavily even though we are in the same estate. A freshly MOP unit near the MRT station could actually fetch a higher price as compared to one that is on the outskirts. So once you narrow things down into the specific block as well as the specific street, you can actually get a much more accurate data. And if there's insufficient transactions, then of course you have to expand your search a little bit based on the street itself or even the neighboring streets for more information and data. So of course, that being said, the second way is you can approach a real estate agent that you trust. One important thing, you must trust the person, because this person will be giving you the information that you need. And if this person is not someone that you trust, then you wouldn't be comfortable with proceeding with the deal. Why do I emphasize so much on trust? Is because buying a property is a very important purchase for most of us here in Singapore. It's not something to be joked around with. We are not going to the supermarket, we are not going to the coffee shop to buy kopi or teh. We are buying a property, we are buying a house. This is probably going to be the biggest purchase or largest purchase in our entire lifetime, and this is something very important. So we need to know and we need to have someone that we trust on our side. So my advice to people who are looking on the resale market for HDB, I would strongly urge you to consult and engage an agent, to engage a professional to really help you out in your process, because there are some information and data that only agents can have access to help you better understand your current situation and what you should do based on your current finances your timeline, as well as your future plans. So I truly believe that it's best not to make your own assumptions, and it's better to seek the advice and opinion of a professional, because more often than not, you would find yourself getting an even better deal than dealing with a property owner on your own. And especially this is something that will affect you and your family in the long run when it comes to your property, because you want to stay in a property that would appreciate in value and at the same time serve your existing needs for you and your family. So what happens if you are unable to avoid cash overvaluation? So right now in the HDB market is still the seller's market. So as a prospective buyer, you'll be competing with tons and tons of other buyers, because most of them do not really want to wait for a BTO. You can see with the latest BTO launch, there's a fall in demand for it. So if you're eyeing on an area with high demand and low supply, you should be mentally and financially prepared to fork out some form of COV, because those units are gonna be snatched very quickly. But with that in mind, what's best you can do is to minimize the amount of COV that you can get out of the unit itself, so that you do not burn a massive hole in your pocket. So now that you know the market rates in the area itself, it's best if you can move fast and secure your purchase if you really have a serious intention in purchase. Because if you have a serious intention in purchase, I urge you not to delay the process. I know that it's not something to joke around with, it's not something that you can just easily commit yourself to, but if you truly have the intention to do so, you have to act fast, because if you don't, you could be missing out on a deal of a lifetime. For myself, how I usually help my buyers secure a unit of their choice that actually has a lot of potential upsides when it comes to their selling in the future. So I'll always back my analysis with research and data so that my clients will always have a peace of mind. So usually I make comparison based on the future plans, master plan, what are some of the upcoming BTO launch, what are some potential upsides that can happen in the area, what are some future developments, and also that in itself, even in the same estate, some stacks are worth higher than the others. So don't be surprised that your unit can be 50k above that valuation of your neighbors. So all in all, I believe that it's always ideal to seek a professional advice, because we are day in day out in the market, we see everything that's happening on the ground itself, and being your first time, I believe that you'll be definitely nervous about the entire process. So it's best to seek someone's advice, someone that you trust, to help you out in this journey. And I wish you all the best. I hope that you don't get COV over your unit and you have a very pleasant purchase and move into your house successfully and smoothly. Wishing you all the best, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, stay safe.